Welcome to the 4th edition of MTC Cares. I'm Booker Walton, owner of Mountaineer Technology Consultants, and I'm proud to be sitting here today with Morgan Henson, who is the Fundraising Coordinator for West Virginia Sober Living, which is an organization that we are involved with, and we're proud to have her here today. Thank you, Morgan, for coming.
Thanks for having me.
West Virginia Sober Living is actually getting ready to start the month of September, and September is National Recovery Month, so let's tell you a little bit about them. The Sober Living program is designed to reintegrate recovering individuals into the world. And accountability is the core of the Sober Living programs. Residents will live in a group home and they begin to develop strong relationships and demonstrate transparency in their daily lives as they maintain accountability to the rest of the group. A consistent theme of honesty and integrity in all things is the goal. They work to develop connectedness and communal responsibility. So through this, these residents gain independence and responsibility, both financially and emotionally, as they become the person they want to be, which is the ultimate goal. Quite the powerful program, as addiction is a big problem in our state especially. So we're proud to have Morgan here today, and I thought I would give her a chance to talk a little bit about what they're doing as far as the program, when it started, and how it affects residents here in the Morgantown and North Central West Virginia area. So Morgan?
Yeah, absolutely. So West Virginia Sober Living was started in 2013. Our founder and president, Doug Leach, he started the home then, and it started as a men's home in downtown Morgantown, and since we have expanded to have 7 homes. So 3 in the Morgantown area, 3 in Charleston, West Virginia, and then 1 in Columbus, Indiana.
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
How did we get to Columbus, Indiana?
So our for-profit, our sister company, Ascension Recovery Services, we helped develop an intensive outpatient program for our hospital system in Columbus. And we, one of the biggest things in our organization is building relationships. It does go a really long way. And so when we started, building relationships there in Columbus, we ran into a leader of a community action organization. And about a year and a half, after that facility opened, she, re-engaged with us, and she wanted to open a Sober Living. So we helped her from start to finish.
That's amazing.
Open and serving people.
That's amazing. So as you can tell, it's not just within West Virginia. They have actually outreach to other places as well. So what is the main focus for the people that come into this program? What are they trying to accomplish? Putting them in the group homes, you said you had the start of a men's home. I believe you told me earlier before we went on air that they had a woman's home as well, and there's a couple of more. What are the main purposes? What are the outcomes that we're looking for?
So the main purpose is to really provide structure and accountability while these individuals are reintegrating themselves back into society. So, addiction is a disease that truly wants to isolate the individual, So after getting some treatment, whether that's going through a detox, a 28-day, residential program, the Sober Living homes are just a great next step for that person on their journey, because they're living to where we still ask for them to be self-supporting by getting a job, being accountable within the house, doing chores, and
doing the things that you would have to do in daily life anyways.
Yeah, but just on top of it, you have a little bit more accountability and structure. So, we drug test our residents just to make sure that they're not using. We ask that they are home by a certain time every evening. We have mandatory meetings throughout the week. And then we also have a staff which provides structure. So each home is staffed with a live-in house manager, which they make sure that everyone's home on time, they're running the meetings, and doing all the things to keep this house running. And then also, as residents are there for a longer period, they become senior residents in the home, and then they start to guide the new ones that are coming in after them. So just a really awesome network is created within each home that really just promotes an environment of recovery and personal growth.
It's almost like a second set of a support system. Sure, you've gone out and you've gotten the job. You're being responsible financially, emotionally, you're starting to grow, but to have those other people that are doing it there with you to share that experience and such. And you said you had mandatory meetings. Is that meetings where you talk about different things as a group for recovery and things of that, purposes and things of that nature?
Yeah, that's right. So we do 2 a week. One of them is just to talk about house concerns and raise whether it be concerns with other residents or even praise another resident for something that, they've seen that week that they've done well. And then also we do a recovery meeting every Sunday. So that can be, a recovery meeting, and you can talk about whatever you want. So, you don't have to follow like guidelines of like a 12-step meeting format. It's just whatever's going on in your life, share about it, and we'll help you get through it.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So, like I said previously, September is National Recovery Month. And what better to have Morgan sit and talk a little bit about what that means in terms of nationally and what that means here locally. So if you could expand on that a little bit.
Yeah, so September is Recovery Month, and really the whole goal and purpose of Recovery Month is just to raise awareness for addiction. So there's a lot of organizations that will put out, different events for Recovery Month, or they'll post different resources to their social media pages. There's so many different things that you can do just to bring awareness to the disease, but also to not only to the disease, but the solution as well, to show that recovery is possible. So West Virginia Sober Living, we actually just, it's kind of a kickoff to Recovery Month, I would say. We have what's called the West Virginia Sober Living Rally for Recovery, which happens at the end of August. So last year was the first year that we did it. It was in person down at Defense in Depth in Saberton. This year, unfortunately we couldn't gather in person, but we did have a virtual platform, which was also very, we
adapted to the times.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
So we did, some personal testimonies, some tours of our homes, did a virtual vigil which was really special to remember those that we have lost to this disease, and we received a lot of support. So that was kind of our way of kicking off Recovery Month, and then I'm sure as the month goes on, we will be doing some different things to raise awareness for addiction.
Absolutely. So I always like to sort of tie things up at the end with sort of like a call for action. How can people help with West Virginia Sober Living? How can people either donate to the cause or actually become involved?
Yeah, absolutely. So, there's a few different ways. West Virginia Sober Living, which I want to just touch on, is more than just, sober living homes. So on top of that, we have programs that help our residents, as they're going through our program, and individuals that aren't even residents of our program. So, I'll give you a couple of examples of that.
Sure.
So we have a network of peer recovery coaches, and that's called West Virginia Peers. So, there's a phone line that, say you have a loved one that's dealing with some substance use problems and they need help. You can call the phone line, get connected to a peer recovery coach immediately, and, if they're in need of treatment, we'll help them make that referral and get into treatment. If they need someone to talk to about where to find a 12-step meeting, we can do that as well. We also have a program called the Quick Response Team, where we work with the Mon County Health Department, and we will get reports each week, or really every couple days, of individuals that have overdosed and EMS has been called, and we will get those reports, and we will show up to the two peer recovery coaches. They show up together, and they will deliver naloxone to those people and see if they need any help. We've had a lot of success with that, and even if it's the only success coming out of that is giving someone naloxone, we know that we have given them something that could save.
Could you explain naloxone just real quick for people that might not be aware?
Yeah, absolutely. So naloxone is a overdose reversal drug. So essentially, if someone's overdosing, someone can administer them naloxone, which could bring them back before medical services arrive.
Gotcha.
So we will give them that and then show them how to use it.
And I would imagine that in situations like that, sometimes when people are at their lowest, that's when the peer recovery coaches show up. And that's the time where they say, I'm ready.
Yep, absolutely. And those peer recovery coaches, they really, they can relate a lot to where those people are, because all of our peer recovery coaches are people that have lived experience in addiction and in recovery. So it's not just like some random person who has passion, which is very appreciated, but it's also someone that's been in their shoes,
been there and done it,
and knows like how to get to the other side. So I think it really provides there's a lot of therapeutic value there.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome.
So,
people, what a great call for action right there. There's several ways you can help. What's the website? What's the best way they can go check out the information?
Yeah, absolutely. So West Virginia Sober Living is the best way to, or westvirginiasoberliving.com is the best way to get in contact with someone. So there's a contact form on there that'll go to several people in the organization where we can get a hold of you. We have a great Facebook page that we keep up to date with current events or just current happenings in the organization. There's also places to donate on both platforms, so that, and it's super easy to do. It's very user friendly. So
absolutely. Yeah. Morgan, thank you for coming today.
Yes.
This ends our 4th edition of our MTC CARES series. CARES stands for community, action, resources, equality, and service. Certainly that's what West Virginia Sober Living is all about. Until the next time, thanks for joining us. I'm Booker from Mountaineer Technology Consultants. We'll see you soon.